Hi, folks. This is Qeany, and welcome to the SocietyCraft going away party. Um, I guess I'll start by explaining what SocietyCraft is. Me and my friend Morpheus run a server together, and it's a server built around community. Player, all the players come on. There's no griefing. There's no anything. We try to build a community together. We try to build. We built a town together and everything. It's beautiful, and we're resetting for 1.15. We're going to a new world, a new seed, and we're starting something new together. I'm very excited. But so I'm going to do a little going away tour, right, of the server. So I actually need to. My sounds are off because I was elsewhere earlier. So first things first, we need a little parrot dance party. Have a little dance till you're dead. Dance. So let's say hi to the Barks family, Mr., Mrs., baby. This is a custom tree I built over my fountain. I don't have my shaders on. I don't have Optifine. We are in 1.15 now, so I'm sorry glass looks bad. This place looks way better with glass and shaders, but I built this little pagoda for my beacon. I built this thing, and Morpheus built this beautiful overhang together. We built this together in a couple hours. It was really fun. I love this area. These are my parents. We have the dance parties. Come over here to my farms. We've got I harvested this earlier, but we got a carrot farm. It just comes over here, goes into this chest. We have a kelp farm that goes down this hopper line. Yeah, you can hear that clicking. That's a dispenser down there. All goes in here for my furnace array. And this is a sugarcane farm for all my stuff. All my animals. That guy shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. It's bacon. They don't all have names. Some of them just show up here, right? They just spawn in this area. It's bacon. Do you have a name? No, you're new. Right? No, you. This is George. George is here. I definitely have a fox. There we go. Alexander the fox. Love him. Over here, you'll see my turtles. I have another video on the channel about pixel art beads. This is pixel art turtles that I turned into a scoot farm. I was gonna turn it into a scoot farm. I'm on fly mode. The idea was to turn it into a scoot farm. I was gonna under here would be like rail carts that would go around and collect scoots when they drop, but I never quite got around to it. This is for one of our monthly build competitions we're doing. I don't know if I can go into like create a fly mode. There we go. But yeah, I built these turtles underneath the ocean. They're beautiful. I love them to death. They're super good, right in front of my lighthouse. Not the best thing I've ever built. Kind of squarish, but I like the sort of cartoony nature of the rocks below it and everything. And I'm pretty proud of this. It's not the best, but like it's not bad. It's not bad. Back to our parents. If you unload parents, they stop answering. Yeah. This is my home base. You can see my storage room. My storage rooms. It's pretty straightforward. Just modular rooms that go back. There's 3 of them right now. I could always do more, but didn't really come about. And then if you come through here, this is a glitch I found. This is a bubble column. This is a functional bubble column. There's no bubbles. I think it's a 1.15 thing. No bubbles in it. But it goes into my enchanting setup. This glass and glowstone looks way better with shaders and Optifine, obviously. But you end up under the fountain that's up above with the tree and the birds. That's my base. It's pretty simple, but I like it. I'm a big fan of building in open spaces. You'll notice there's no house for me. There's no like spot that I'm like, oh, here's where my bed goes or anything. Nope. It's just big, beautiful open spaces. I love this place. So let's go check out the town. This is a build by me and Morph. It's a sort of a tree farm. More, it's a weird thing we built. We built these floating islands out of wood. You'll see it's all wood except for the top layer, which is obviously dirt. This was the design by Waddles. Was well, I followed his sort of his tutorial on building sky islands, um, and took that to the extreme. I built this big beautiful what do you call it, castle, right? Morph kind of built this castle. And he built these stairs. The Skylands were mostly my design. Um, and yeah, the idea was you can see a rail cart that comes down through here. And there it goes. Um, oh, that was wild. But this is a tree farm. You plant your trees here. You cut them down manually, and then that minecart will pick up all the drops, and it'll take it to a storage system that's down actually in the island bit. You can actually so you can actually see it. We go down below here. You shouldn't be here. The minecart comes in through here. There would be six. Yeah, the six different islands was originally the idea. Didn't quite finish, but they come over here, and if they have items, they get stopped and they unload them into an item sorter. And this is all the possible drops from trees. And that was the idea. Is we were just building a little manual tree farm. Mostly, I wanted to build sky islands. Oh, sorry, little hiccups. And I had to justify it somehow, so I did. But this was also my contribution to the town. I hadn't joined the town. I built pretty far away from it. Um, and ooh, Morph is building a bee house or a hive. What are these called now? This is a beehive. So Morph is building a beehive on top of his museum. Museum. I'm not gonna go too into detail in the museum. We could design items, special items, right? And so we did. Gravedigger. I had always wanted to kill. Shovels are always my favorite weapons in games ever since I was a kid and I played Evil Dead. Just love shovels to death. They're such cool weapons, right? Evil Dead is amazing. Um, Fistful of boomstick. But he built this beautiful museum. But this was more towards the end of the life on the server, so it didn't get populated quite as much as we would have hoped. But you come down here, and Bones built this gorgeous bridge. There's another, it's the same bridge really over here, just kind of a different shape, right? And he built this house, this birch and dark oak house that I love, super super good. Morph's house, I think. Oh man, he might not be down here because we just updated to 1.15. Well, he's not supposed to be here. Morph had a pet slime, but he definitely didn't have a pet creeper. Um, It's an automatic tree farm. I don't know who designed. I know who built this. This is Wolf, our resident redstone guy. Next to myself, I'm also kind of a redstoner. He built this. I don't know who designed the farm. Is definitely a design. I'd guess he got it from El Mango. This is definitely an El Mango design. Almost certainly. It could be a Nimbal design, but I'm pretty sure it's an El Mango design. Just a mob farm. And then you get into the actual town. I've built these. I've built these bees. These bees. I'm in the clouds. But I built bees over the town to symbolize 1.15 coming over, and to symbolize it sort of destroying and revitalizing our town. There's TNT in them. Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna. It's strategically placed over some buildings. We're gonna nuke this town. It's gonna be fun. So let's take a look at it. Right. Some of these buildings are really nice to me. I love this rustic style building. I'm not very good at buildings. There's not really a thing that's come about to me. Yeah, I know people are flying around. This is a survival server. We're in creative now because we're about to reset the server in probably a couple of hours, and we're out to have fun now. But yeah, all of this was built in survival. What happened to this mountain? We had a glitch at the beginning of the server's life where we didn't have a world border, but we did have a random teleport, and these guys built their town like 25 million blocks out, and then we decided to put a world border on because that was a problem, and we said, hey, can we move the town? And so we used world edit to actually move the town. It ended up slicing this mountain apart, which it has turned out really fun. I always wanted to build something like up in this little hidey hole. I wanted like a blacksmith shop or something. I don't know. I always had a vision for that, but it never came together. Um, but instead, Qeany Cutters built this beautiful zoo. Right? It's got all these cool animals. We went out. I guess they dinner bone. Nope, that's just a normal panda doing a normal panda thing. Um, Pandas like to lay on their back. Well, they did dinner bone. I think a horse. Yeah, yeah. Skeleton horses. All these animals were legit survival. We didn't spawn any of these dudes. We had to find every one of them. Um, there were some dolphins in here, but they did jump out and die, so we stopped putting dolphins in there. I forget. This is an ocelot thing. This is foxes. Yeah, foxes have to be in deeper pens because they can jump out. They can jump like 3 high. This is an aviary. Um, there's only sorry. There's only one parrot in here, but he is dinner boned, which is always fun to me. Love it. Dance, dance, dance. Man, never. If you ever build anything, like build a place to dance with your parents. You know, it's important. This was people playing with honey blocks today. This is a fireworks display. You'll see there's some dispensers there and there and there. We actually did this for our Halloween build competition, but we're gonna reuse them today, I think. Some houses, more houses. Let's go check out one of my favorite farms. So, our nether portals got messed up. Well, not here right now. Well, this is usually just crammed full of squids. It's kind of an awful place. It's where the squid farm lets out. But if you come back through it, you're in the witch farm. Oh my god, yeah. Wolf built a witch farm, and he put a perimeter together for it. It is incredible. I love flying around this area. It's a big old witch farm. I don't know who designed it. I don't know who designed that farm. But yeah, flying TNT dupers took out, I want to say it's a 96 by 96 area. We have special, the server had special spawning rules. It wasn't 128 blocks for mob spawning, it was like 96, so we were able to make a little smaller perimeter, but it's very fun. You don't get to see this on a lot of servers. Most people don't have the dedication to make a perimeter for a witch farm, but Wolf did. Thank God. So I'm going to show you a couple more farms. Let's go. This is my iron farm. This is a Dock M77 design. It's very straightforward, right? You've got villagers here, villagers there. They get scared by the zombie. They spawn golems up here, and golems fall down in there and die, and then their stuff is collected. You have to put this 3x4 roof over it so the golems don't get stuck on the beds and break the farm. This is a standard. I say standard. This was designed by Pixel Riffs mostly. Um, we have a villager trading hall here. This will lead back to this. We have a villager trading hall here. This was Morph put all this together. All right, you've got your villager breeder. They all get collected in here, and they go across rails, and they get thrown into little trading cells that are all in there. Right, we trade with them. It's a trading hall. You've probably seen them. And so we accumulated a lot of bookcases, and this is a really good way to break them. This was Pixel Riff's idea. We're not gonna steal ideas here. Yeah, he was like, oh, basically you build a concrete maker, but you put bookshelves in it, and you break them for the books, and then you trade all the books. It's a really cool idea. Gonna miss 1.14 a little bit, but you can also put actual concrete in there. So we've done we've done a bit of that. This is our, it'd literally be faster, I think, to just take the damn thing. So this is our water column to nowhere. This doesn't lead anywhere. When we built the villager breeder, I say we. When Morph built the villager breeder, he was under the impression that you had to move the villagers very far away from where they started, where they were born. And I think at one point maybe though that was true, but not in the current version. So we got all the way up here, and I helped him build this, but I wasn't questioning him. And that's when we learned that nope, you don't have to move the villagers. So we built this whole thing, and it just goes nowhere. But it's really fun to ride, and I wish we'd kind of done more with that. That could have been fun. But also, check this out. We're 52 million blocks away. Yep, 52 million. So, yeah, not kidding. Random teleport did not work out for us. So I'm going to show you. This is a Wither Skull Farm. This is a logical Geek Boy design. I built this myself. You can see it's got. Oh, it's actually working. So check this out. You'll actually see this work. So that's a Wither skeleton, right? He's afraid of these dogs. Um, he will be afraid of those dogs. Maybe we're lagging or something. I don't know. This farm works usually just fine. I'm not sure what's going on. Well, he should be afraid of those dogs, and he'll get attracted to this iron golem. Yep. And then he falls down the kill chute. Bloop. And then the dogs will kill him. And then we collect their skulls. That's the AFK method. It doesn't have to be dog. You don't have to have the dogs here. So I'm just trying to find my way back in. Oh, it's it's over here. Um, so you just flick that, and the dogs are over there, and then you can kill them with looting, right? But also just leave the dogs there. I never quite finished this farm. You'll see this was a crossroads. This whole area was a crossroads on this nether fortress, and you can see I started slabbing it off. I got a lot done. This is a lot of slabs, but I was doing this by myself. It was too much to handle on my own. I didn't have the dedication. I had a lot of slabs, you know, a lot of slabs, and I took out all this good lava stuff. You can even see the indents of where the fortress used to be, right? If you follow this, you can see that gourd. I don't even know what that is. I think it's an MC MMO thing. And then you can see the imprints of where the thing used to be, and then I covered all this with, this was netherrack, I covered it all with lava and stuff. But yeah, this farm never functioned because I didn't finish slabbing it off, but it when there are monsters in there, it works perfectly fine. Excellent design by Logical Geek Boy. So, you may be asking, where do you get this many wither roses? It's like hundreds of them. Where do you get those? Oh, there's a reason this was home wither 2. Let's go to home wither. Oh, that's why my sounds were off. Remember at the beginning of the video, I reset my sounds? This is why they were off. I recorded this already, and my recording broke, so I'm doing it again. So that was a reset button I hit. It moves that villager away. It opens a trapdoor here, so that this trapped wither here can see properly, and it resets his heads. And there's 2 chutes here, right? There's one there and one there, and these are zombie spawners, right? There's a zombie spawner in each of these blocks. This is an AFK spot, and they fall down and they die, and they turn into wither roses. Got like 40 there, got over a stack there. Yeah. So this was a wither rose farm, and this is again 1.14. So wither roses were actually an easier farm to build than ink sacs, right? For black dye, and I built this partly in service to our Halloween build. So we're gonna check that out. So this is mine and Morph. Me and Morph built this. This was Halloween. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to night. There we go. Okay. It's nighttime. This one advances the day, and I would always make it a full moon. But this is Potter's Field we built. It's this huge adventure map that we put together. Just 2 of us. Again, all survival. We had to dig up all this. This is a little hanging boy. We terraformed this area. This is coarse dirt, podzol, and mycelium, and then we put a bunch of wither roses everywhere. It's like the Hangman's house, and basically this was for Halloween. We got the whole server together, and they ran through and did an adventure map. This was the chest shop, Daryl's chest shop, and this was, I forget his name, Barry's sport and boating goods. And if you went down, I'm not going to show you this whole map, but I'll show you most of it. But if you went down this tunnel, you're like, oh, where does this go? Where in the world could this be going? One day. So the chest shop and the boat shop connect. They build the chest boat, which we will mourn eternally until Mojang gives it back to us, as they should. We've got the stonemason's house and the horseman's house. We had skeleton horses in here, and you can see the size of this build already. You can just get a scale of it. All of this was terraformed by hand. This was all dirt. We had to dig it all up, and we had to replace it with all these things that we also had to dig up. And this isn't even, it's like half the build maybe. Not even that, I don't think. So this was the stonemason's house. You go in here, you go down, you find the stonemason, you kill him, and everybody hears zombies and monsters. This was a this was a build that I believe Morph did get off YouTube, but he modified it considerably. So I'm not, no shade, no shade. You can always if you build something off YouTube, that is perfectly fine, right? Um, it's you never pass it off as your own, right? I'm not gonna say like, oh, look how good of builders we are. Um, but he modified it heavily. He definitely made it his own thing. Um, so I'm proud of him. It turned out really well. He built this whole graveyard himself. Did some really cool stuff here. But this was the hotel. I'm not gonna go inside and show you everything, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And then he Morph built this house, the stonemason's house. I built this entire thing. We don't need to go in there, but I actually really like this house because it's a lot of different woods all come together. We got birch and like stripped spruce and dark oak and acacia. It's weird, but it all came together really well, I think. I really like this house a lot, and I built this too, which is like a modified witch hut. It's garbage, so we're not even going to talk about that one. Um, this was the pumpkin field, also um, completely redone. We have like a bunch of weird scarecrow pumpkins, right? This was supposed to be like oh sorry, it's supposed to be like a grain silo kind of thing, but we filled it with pumpkins. It was a pumpkin themed thing. Yeah, this was a trick players had to figure out. You had to find the key and then throw it in here and it opens the door. And there's a guy in there with a book you can read. Again, it's an adventure map. And eventually it leads you here to this witch hut that I built also. And you can see like the nether is like spilling out of here. It's this gorgeous thing. And if you go in there, I guess I can show you. It turns you the wrong way. You go in there and there's this tunnel leads you into another fortress. And bear in mind they don't really have any weapons or armor because we asked them to take that off. We gave them everything they have. And you get in here. There's a blaze spawner and another blaze spawner, and you had to get through this room. And in here there's a witch. You kill her and you get her book, and she's building like some kind of pumpkin wither. We call him the Pumpkin. He was the big bad villain of the whole story. He's responsible for everything that's going on. So it was it was fun. So you get her book, and that's the only book that works over here. Now you'll see this giant pumpkin missing its face. Morpheus built this, but it's missing a face for a reason. You take her book over here, you put it on the thing, and you turn to page 15. That activates enough redstone um, to open the doors to this pumpkin, and then you come inside, and there is a parkour course that you have to take. You come over here. Oh, I can't even. I'm being creative. I can't parkour. You jump over here. You jump over here. You jump over here. You get over here, and then why are these obsidian blocks here? Because there were end crystals, right? And there was a bunch of end crystals, and so whoever made it to the top had to sacrifice themselves. They punch the end crystal and they blow the. Oh, I think there's still some TNT. Yeah, they blow the whole front of the pumpkin off and they save everybody, right? But at the cost of their own life, right? Dark stuff, I know. But yeah, it was super fun. This took us. I mean, look at those ground. Just how many thousands of blocks do you think? I mean, just so many, right? This took us absolutely forever. This took us over 3 weeks to build. Just me and Morpheus, no help. Oh my god, it took absolutely forever. It's easily I think the most massive build on the server, but I love it to death. Um, Absolutely incredible feat. Let's see. So there's definitely other builds from other competitions. And I mean, there's other farms too. There's like the gold farm, which is just an El Mango design. It's really, I mean, it's sure whatever. I'm not gonna go into detail on this, but it's a gold farm, El Mango design. We built it out of prismarine, except for this layer. We didn't quite get enough. We wanted to build a dark prismarine, this top layer, and it requires ink sacs, and we didn't have any. So we built a squid farm, but we never quite got around to actually replacing all those blocks. You shouldn't be in here. But yeah, it's a Il Mango um, gold farm. But I built this huge, uh, this industrial sorting system. Um, I love it to death. It's absolutely gorgeous to me. Just come down here and it looks amazing. I love everything about it. And these things are my favorite things. This is an overflow chest, right? So anything that doesn't get sorted gets into these chests, which then go into this dispenser, which just gets chucked out over the side. So while this farm's running, you just have like a fountain over all four cardinal sides of this thing, of just like golden swords and stuff that we didn't care to sort. Just going out over the sides of this build. I think it's beautiful. But we also have like a guardian farm that I don't feel the need to show. I also don't know where it is. I really can't show it to you, but it's a guardian farm. You've seen guardian farms. There's a Halloween build that I would love to show you, but I can't because I actually don't know where it is. That's Eris' thing. Oh, let's go to the market. So let's warp market. This is probably the last stop. Um, so okay, I was like, there should be beacons here. Don't know. We don't need to make it night. So this is our marketplace. It's a player-run marketplace. We have a digital economy. This was done by Erratic, an absolutely incredible witch hut, like in a Baba Yaga style, right? Where it's got it's got chicken feet and it walks around, and it's a potion shop. You go in and it's potions. Again, this is all survival. She built this in survival. It's incredible. It's one of my favorite builds on the server. I think is just this shop. This beautiful witch hut. This was like an adventuring guild that Morph built. It's from the products of his trading hall, books and name tags and golden carrots and stuff. This is Geralthi armor. Upstairs, I think is a wool shop. He also had a wool farm going. Yeah, yeah, it's wool in here. Um, this was the first. Chaotic Cutters did this. This is the first shop. It's comparatively, it's a bit lacking, but super cool. This is the first shop I ever built on the server. Proud of it. He built this little pop-up tent selling like sand and stone and packed ice. I built this is my shop. I built this beautiful little blacksmith. Um, I have fires going in the back and a couple of things. We have an armor stand holding that sword. Finally made it. Finally got enough chainmail together to do a thing. And I sell smeltable things mostly. I own an iron farm, and a wither rose farm, so I'm selling iron and wither roses. And yeah, I was a person that really did a lot of grinding. I also can't. This was actually the first shop I ever built, but this was a creative design between me and another friend of mine. Um, this tacky little swim up bar we built called the Sand Dollar. And you come over here, and I expanded it a bit over here, and I turned it into a terracotta shop eventually. But yeah, you got storage back here. We've got this absolute garbage waterfall. Like it was intended to be garbage. This wasn't like, oh, we don't know how to build a waterfall. Like no, we made this badly. That was the intent. It's just this tacky little like 90s roller skating rink of a of a thing, and you have a water elevator that leads up. There's chicken stuck in it. Leads up there. So I own like this whole block, right? Yeah, this was done in World Edit. This whole thing, obviously, but everything else here, except for Sand Dollar, we did day one before we even opened the server. We did in creative just to get something in, including Spawn Island over there. We built it with Spawn Island, and then everything else was done in survival. So like this shop I built in survival. Everybody else. This was the sticky piston. Poorly named because it's clearly a regular piston. But this was done by Wolf, who designed our witch farm and stuff, and this is a redstone shop, which mostly I bought out well, not fireworks and gunpowder, but comparators gone, redstone gone. I bought those things. Love this shop to death. Who built this? Bones. Okay, so Bones built this. It's kind of it sells kind of everything. A lot of flowers, which is nice, like dyes and stuff. And then you go down, and it's also tropical fish and I guess heart of the well, not anymore. But he sells tropical fish in here, and it's really nice. Again, a lot of this looks better with Optifine and shaders on, but it's not the world we live in. This was supposed to be like a Nether stuff farm, but it never quite came together. This is a person that came on and eventually left, but one of the most beautiful like shops I've seen built. A player named Thinkverse built this. Sadly, it's not coming soon. He just had like one chest sitting here, and you could buy from it, and that was it. But his whole shop was just this custom tree area. It's beautiful. But that's our whole market area. That's everything that ever came of that. And then of course there's Spawn Island. This was a creative build because it's Spawn, right? But we built um, 3 different people came together to build this whole thing, which is impressive because it's hard to get 3 people to agree on anything. Our dragon eggs in there. This is just a place to hang out and chill. We did have turtles in here. Oh, you can see there's. You may not be able to see them, but I'm blocked here because there is. You can go over the top, but there's barrier blocks there because I did have turtles in there. I had 4 turtles, and they were named Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then people came on, and they were all dead by day 1. So life on an open server. And then these builds were all representative of different build styles. Sorry, my voice going a little bit. Build styles that you could have for different what do you call it? For different build competitions that we were running. So like this would be like like you can build a separate dimension, or this was an example of like a redstone build, right? Flick the switch. Does it work anymore? Did somebody break it? Yeah, redstone just chilling right there. I don't know why this got broke. Well, the lights would run down. Not worried about it. This was a modern house, right? You got like an in rod for a table and stuff. What I like most about this house, I always say this, it's like it's completely non-functional. Like this, um, the table's too small. The bed doesn't work. You have gold trapdoors. It's super awkward. It's an underwater build I built entirely out of coral. It doesn't really do anything. There's nowhere to go. You have to like swim up this to get out. It's kind of a garbage house, but I think it's really fun. Um, this was a rustic? Yeah, it's just a rustic house. Not much to it. Little pixel art creeper here, filled with TNT. I always like that. And a medieval castle. Morph did this one. I did a few. I did this, that, and the redstone. Morph did the rest of these builds. Um, but I don't know what this is. This was for a reason. Oh, I don't know what that does. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Don't worry about that. I guess Morph built that. But yeah. That's our parrot. You know I love my parrot dance houses. I love it. But that's it. That's SocietyCraft. I mean, there's some other builds for sure. There's plenty more. Other people have bases and stuff. I can't get to them all personally. I don't know where they all are. And at the end of the day, there's only so much we can say. Gonna miss this place. I'm really thankful to everyone that has come on, that has been part of this. Oh, this was an in shop. We had a very young player, like 11 years old, um, build this all by himself. He's impressive. I liked him. I liked him a lot. He did his work. He knew what he was about. He's a cool dude. Um, but yeah, let me go to where I love most, right? My elytra perch. Um, you know what? Oh well. Let's do this. And yeah, we're about to bring SocietyCraft into the next season. We're gonna start on a new seed in this 1.15 update. We're gonna reset, start from scratch, and see what we can build